What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. I was live last night, right? And during my live, those of you that were on it, it was on a small channel. Those of you that were on it probably know where I'm going with this. You guys saw the thumbnail already, the title. I don't even know what my thumbnail and title are right now, but you guys see it. So during my live, a bunch of people were jumping on and they were saying that something happened to this dude, Norbeez. And I was like, who's Norbeez? Well, since last night, I've received several phone calls. Found out more about Norbeez, his whole, YouTube thing. And, initially I had so first of all, I'm not getting into details. Believe me, I know a lot now. Since the incident happened to now, I know a lot. I know what type of injuries, what happened during the fight. I know everything, and that's not for me to discuss. Hopefully, no other content creator will get into those details. My thing is this, man. I watched the video that Norbeez put out. And Norbeez, I don't know if he's gonna want to go turn around and then start trolling me. I really don't care. But Norbeez went live when someone was live and was trolling. And I've said this a gang of times, man. I don't know how much more clear I can be, but I'm gonna say it again. Whatever your definition of a fair one is, doesn't mean it's the other guy's definition. Norbeez was, in the beginning of his video, he was, where you at? Antagonizing and, pounding on the door and, and made it seem as though like he was with it. And I don't know who he got into it with. So all that, whatever he says in the video, whoever did it, whoever, I don't know. I saw a guy very cocky and thought it was all a joke. And then I saw that same dude busted up. And I don't know who did it. Never saw anybody fight. Never saw nothing. All I know is he looked one way and then he looked the complete opposite. He looked like he kind of got turned inside out, right? And then he was talking about sucker punch and all that. Look, Holmes, you can't go somewhere, antagonize someone, and then get sucker punched. Like, even if you did, that's your fault. And I'm not taking sides at all. The point of this video is this, man. In the video, the whole thing was instigated by Norbeez. And after the reality set in, he was talking about, should he call the cops? Should he press charges? And we all know that if he went to the hospital, which I know whether or not he did, if you go to the hospital, you go to the emergency room, the Hudas are right there. They say, hey, what happened? They want to start questioning you right there. And this is another thing that people have to keep in mind. Norbeez is a square. Norbeez is a civilian. Norbeez has no obligation to hold a code to a lifestyle that he's never been a part of. So if Norbeez, hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he realizes, hey, I created this whole situation. I'm at fault. Whatever the outcome was, but if that individual was to turn around and do what civilians do, I don't think anybody should be surprised. And this is another. This is just a glimpse at, you know, I'm into giving you guys glimpses into the prison life, but this is a glimpse in the criminality. Period. If a civilian is targeted, they always call the cops. They always press charges. I would be very concerned if I was the one that put hands on them. I've heard that the whole entire video is out there. I haven't seen it. I'm actually not even interested. I wasn't even going to do a video on this, man. And then, like I said, I got some phone calls, and then I got another one this morning, and I was just like, you know what, and the person I was talking to this morning said, like, hey, homie, that vato's like, he's a civilian, like, whatever he chooses to do, that, hey, like, that's what happens when you fuck with civilians. Civilians use the law. You know, had it been like, for an example, me, I don't gangbang, I don't do none of that. But there's no way, if I would have went and started pedo and I would have took a L, or I win, whatever happens, I'm not talking to the Judas about what happened. But see, I was raised that way. If anything, I'm not even going, no, I'm going back to the pad, and I don't know if I could accept looking like that after that. He's different because he's a civilian, you know. He got his ass whooped. I don't mean to laugh, man, because it's not funny, but he got his ass whooped and then said, should I stay here? Should I stand here longer? For what? You need some more encouragement to leave. The encouragement, the initial encouragement you got looked like it was pretty bad. California doesn't have that stand your ground law, man. California's liberal policies leave it to where, you know, whoever did what could be in trouble. And that's the crazy thing. Norbeez, I don't know you, you know, after, you know, the few phone calls I received. If you want to do this YouTube thing, cool, do it, man. But understand you're not from the streets. The streets ain't for you. The streets are bad for your health. They're bad for everybody's health, especially for those that want to get in the streets, that want to play with the streets in their 40s and shit, in their 30s. That's like somebody that's never boxed getting in a professional fight at 30. What the fuck? Of course, that's not going to happen, but the streets are different. You can pretend and then jump on out there and get exposed. Norbeez, you're not a tough guy. And whoever you got into it with, man, you guys work that shit out. I'm sure there was some sleepless nights on both sides. Again, I know I would be very concerned if I put hands on a civilian. A civilian that knows who I am, especially. It's one thing you get in a fight at a bar or something, you know, you know, sock them up and then you're out and you'll never see them again. You just avoid that bar, right? I really hope there's not going to be a lot of videos about this where people's names are involved. I'm only using Norbeez's name because that's the only video I saw. And I never saw anyone jump on him. I just saw a guy that was smiling and then a guy that was leaking. And I believe there's a lesson in there for everybody, even those from the streets. The main lesson for me is, and the main lesson I hope you pick up is, your definition of a fair one is not the same as the next man's. You don't get to dictate what he thinks is fair. You engage anyone, you entice anyone to step outside with you, all bets are off, eh? You don't know what that person could have on them. You don't know what kind of intent that person has. You don't know if they feel like, fuck it, I got nothing to lose, and they go there. You know, you might be thinking, oh, we're going to chunk him and then shake hands after. He might be thinking, I'm going to rip your arm off your body and beat you to death with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know this is unfortunate. You know, I'm not somebody that condones violence. I don't want to see raza or anybody go to jail. But I also know you never poke a tiger. And I'm not saying that, you know, that guy or the other guy, whoever the other guy was a bad motherfucker. I mean, keeping it real, I don't think Norbes has probably only been in a couple fights in his life, and probably half of them he was drunk. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't come off as somebody who's physically threatening. But hopefully this all goes away, man. Hopefully this goes away and it's a lesson learned. Hopefully Norbeez will be a better content creator because of this. You'll realize that jumping out in the street is probably not the best thing for you, and maybe you'll you know, start doing some interviews in a safer environment and more productive topics. Trolling is not good, man, and this is, how many trolls have we seen? We've seen trolls lose their lives, over the years. A lot of times it's in the county of Los Angeles. Anyways, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys think, like I said, this is before I go. I told the story before and I'm going to tell it again. Quick little thing. I had paroled from prison. I think I had only been out maybe a month, 2 months, maybe less than 90 days. I know that for a fact. I was still living in San Diego, and somebody cut me off right at a light too, like boom, just got in front of me. And I was so fucking mad, man. I reached for the door. I was going to get out of the car. I threw the car in park and I reached for the door. I was about to get out, and something, luckily I still had my self-help tools like on point. When I reached for that door handle, voice clear as day told me, if you get out of the car, you no longer have control of the situation. I let my hand off the thing. I put it back in drive, had my foot on the brake, and I waited. Whenever we engage someone, once you take a step towards them, once you say a certain thing, once you get out of the car, once you step out of your residence, whatever it is, you no longer have control of it, because you have now engaged someone else who has their own free will, their own way of dealing with the situation. So hopefully you remember that, man. And it has nothing to do with you being afraid. You know, people always want to throw the you know, punk shit in there. Oh, that vato's scary. No, he ain't smart, Holmes. That don't mean he can't whoop the dude, smoke the dude. It means he just doesn't want to. He has his priorities are right. Anyways, man, everybody please be safe. Let me say that again. Everybody please be safe. Be smart. And tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out of here.